and welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Well, I imagine you've heard by now that Sydney Colson has signed with the Indiana Fever, and she will be the backup to Caitlin Clark at the point guard position. She obviously is very loved because the Aces fans are really having a hard time with her leaving. So that's a good sign for Indiana. When the fans want you to go, that's not good. I mean, you can ask Melissa Smith about that. When the fans are glad that you left, not good. But when they are scratching and clawing and all of that to get you to stay, that's generally a good sign. Now, I have to say, I don't know anything really about Sydney Colson other than what I just said. I mean, she's a champion. She plays the point guard position. She was with the Aces. I do know her stats, but before we get to them, let's take a look at how Indiana welcomed Sydney Colson. I'm going to shut their music off, play my own music so I don't have a copyright issue. So there we get to see some of what she can do on the offensive end of the floor. But I definitely want to show this on the defense against Caitlin Clark. This is Hooper on X.
Time here to spell Aaliyah Boston. Boston has 5 fouls now. That was her 5th. And Colson comes away and lays it in.
So she does a little pickpocket there. Shall we take a look at a little bit more of her game? Why not? Let's head on over to Women's Hoops Network on X.
To help Sevgi Uzun, who's checked to Colson. The drive and the quick game. Becky Hammond said she had to make sure that they wore their
JC Sheldon thought she had a lane. Colson gets in front behind and then saves it in bounds.
Yeah. Oh, game so well. She knows how to
move and the ball will find you.
High screen for Colson, squares it up. It's been so impressive, and it's a 9-0 run for the Aces, hitting 4 of 5 before the timeout, and add to it right there, Sid Colson.
Come on, Sid Colson.
Oh.
The Aces had 57 points in this first half.
And she falls to the court with JC Sheldon. Here's Uzun out on the break. And Sid Colson gets back. Now that would be key. And boy, they've done it from the very start. Colson squares up, sticks it. I mean, Uzun was right there. These fans like this.
Well, she definitely has some energy out there. Energy on both ends of the floor. So let's take a look at what her stats have been. ESPN.com, Sydney Colson for 2024, 2.5 points per game, half a rebound, 1 assist, half steal. And her career numbers are points, 2.8, rebounds, 0.8, and 0.1 blocks, 0.6 steals, field goal percentage, 40.4%, three-pointers, 32.5%, and free throw percentage, 38.5%. So obviously, she hasn't had a whole lot of points, a whole lot of rebounds. She hasn't had a whole lot of minutes. Really, in 2024, she had 8 minutes per game. And so she didn't see much action, but she certainly saw enough to make the fans love her. And again, that's a good sign. Let's see what else for her career. Her minutes for her career are 10 and a half. Something, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about her, so this wasn't something that I expected. I was thinking Grace Berger would have an opportunity now to showcase her talent, but the Indiana Fever obviously decided to go in a different direction. And one of the main reasons for that is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin wanted Sydney Colson. In an article over at The Next Hoops, the headline is the Indiana Fever wanted Sydney Colson in free agency, so they made it happen. Veteran guard is a good fit on and off the court. So we're going to just scroll down a little bit. And here it lets us know that the Indiana Fever brought in veteran guard Sydney Colson as they continue to chase experience and leadership. And so moving on, Colson is the fourth player with WNBA finals experience that the Fever added this offseason, joining, of course, Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, and DeWanna Bonner. But here's the deal right here. This is what Colson said. Colson said, I am very excited for this new opportunity with Indiana. I know several of the coaches from the Fever, and I trust what I know about them. And she said that in a team issue statement. She also said that the statement also said that Colson won 2011 NCAA National Championship games while playing for Texas A&M in Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the Fever's home arena. What did Amber Cox say? Amber, of course, is the general manager. It says Sydney is a proven veteran in our league and throughout her career delivered for her teams in many big moments. She brings a championship pedigree to the Fever, adding depth to our point guard position. We have the utmost confidence in her ability to step into any situation and deliver on both ends of the floor. That's Amber Cox in a statement. And let's go down here because this is really what I want to talk about. The Indiana Fever really wanted Colson. Caitlin Clark specifically hoped Colson could join the squad. The team has a plan for Colson on the hardwood and believes that she will fit in well as the backup point guard behind Clark. Finding the right role was important to Colson in free agency, and she should have more usage in Indiana than she did in Las Vegas. Here's what I really want to point out in addition to that part about Caitlin. Colson felt wanted, and she's happy to join a team that could be a contender this year. For her, an outline role and the right offer were important, and the Indiana Fever came with both. It's a contract that is over Colson's minimum. Richard Cohen of Her Hoop Stats reported that it's a 1-year unprotected $90,000 agreement. The Next Hoops, this outlet, verified those contract details with a league source. So I want to highlight this. Caitlin, in particular, specifically hoped Colson could join the squad. So there's something about Colson Caitlin Clark appreciated and wanted to back her up when Caitlin comes out for a breather. I don't know where else. I don't know enough about her to know if she can also play simultaneously with Caitlin at the 2 position, although I don't think there's a need for that. And this specifically talks about her backing Caitlin up. Caitlin wanted her. Why do I point this out? Because Caitlin had Berger, Indiana's own Grace Berger, and the Fever waived her. Now, in case you don't know, the Lynx picked her up. Minnesota Lynx, a formidable team. I hope she gets an opportunity to show some stuff over there. She, I imagine, will be backing up Courtney Williams. So Caitlin had Berger, but Caitlin specifically wanted Colson, according to Next Hoops. Isn't that the Next Hoop? I never heard of it, by the way. Sorry, the Next Hoops. Yeah. So she specifically wanted her. So I wanted to point that out. Okay. keep the talent happy, and the talent wanted Sydney Colson. Next, what stands out is Colson felt wanted. This is like a theme here. You may recall that Natasha Howard was very specific in feeling wanted, in being appreciated. Basic human need for everybody. Don't care how old you are. I don't care if how athletic and you are, tough you are. Natasha Howard, I wanted to be wanted. I wanted to be appreciated. I wanted, she wanted that. She's often worked her tail off and hasn't gotten the credit, but Indiana made her feel welcome, made her feel wanted, she pointed out. And here you have Colson saying that they made her feel wanted. She also went on to say that she's happy to join a team that could be a contender this year. Well, obviously, everybody wants to win a championship. Well, you'd think everybody wants to win a championship. It says for her, an outlined role and the right offer were important, and the Fever came with both. And Natasha Howard said the same thing, that the Indiana Fever made promises, and she said yes. So they obviously know how to make you feel wanted, know how to come to the negotiating table with things that are going to be things that a player won't resist. And obviously the most important thing here is that they wanted Colson, and Caitlin Clark in particular wanted her to back her up. And here she is. So though I don't know anything about Colson, when I hear, yeah, Caitlin wanted me, Caitlin was hoping that I would come. That speaks volumes. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that role is going to be, how many minutes she's going to get. Like I said, she's averaged 8, 10 and a half in her career, 8 last season. What's it going to look like with Indiana, her coming off the bench? Why was it that Caitlin really wanted her? I'm looking forward to watching her play and seeing what she brings to the table. But of course, this is the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect, and everybody wants to feel wanted. And obviously, the Indiana Fever knows how to make that happen. And so we've got this new team, really, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. What are your thoughts about Sydney Colson? Perhaps you know more about her than I do. Put your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, of course, if you haven't done so. I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.